Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whichever part of the world you are at in. Welcome to Neil Sena page. We welcome you to the LWG English Poetry Meet today on November 15th. Happy Kartik Purnima to those who follow it, and happy Guru Purab to those celebrating the first Sikh Guru, Guru Nanak's birth anniversary. November is the month we celebrate the Festival of Lights. We have just celebrated Diwali, and Thanksgiving is coming very soon. While we are in this mode of being grateful, filled with gratitude and thanks, I want to take a moment to send our prayers, our best wishes, and our sympathies to Purnima Rao, whose family, whose daughter has had a bereavement and she could not join us today. So, Purnima, thinking of you, remembering you today, and we hope everything is okay with you. Let me start with what is special about November 15th, some trivia before we start introducing each other and start with poetry. So the first stock ticker debuted in 1867, which allowed for the quick transmission of market information, revolutionizing market communications. That I thought was really exciting. Venezuela ratified UN Charter in 1945. The second anti-war moratorium was held in 1969, and independence for Palestine was declared in 1988. So, just some little trivia I thought would be appreciated by some of us here. Let me
Definitely.
start with introducing some dear friends of mine and a couple of people who I'm meeting in person today for the first time. May I welcome Dr. Anshu Sharma. She and I connected the first time I came online with LWG event.
Hi, everybody.
And it's a pleasure, Anshu, to welcome you. You are based out of Delhi, although you are constantly moving around all over the world. I know that. You are a bilingual poet. English and Hindi are the languages that you use, and you practice family medicine. You are a palliative care consultant. You've served as a public health officer, and you've been an avid COVID warrior at the prestigious National Center of Disease Control. Antar Man Ke Samvad is your debut poetry collection. Your poetry focuses on nature, social issues, and environmental issues. When you're not traveling, which is not very often, you are writing. And when you're not writing, you are at Kavi Sammelans, Mushairas, Kavya Goshtis, and you like to connect with like minded people in general and through social media. So that's my friend Anshu. I invite you to render your first poem, and you have titled it Perspectives on a Snowy Winter Morning. You are describing a snowy, chilly Canadian winter morning and the feeling of being grateful for the shelter and warmth that you have. Over to you, Anshu.
Thank you, Rupa. So that was our charming and versatile host, Rupa Rao. And I'm so grateful for your kind words. I'm absolutely amazed at the way you come out with such versatility in your words, and you find all uh, the real time best adjectives for everyone. So that is amazing. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for your words. So, as you said, my first poem is called The Perspectives on a Snowy Winter Morning. And this poem describes very well, of course, you people will tell me whether it does describe or not, the, the feelings and uh, the sights of a nice winter morning, and what we feel, what I feel on that particular day. So, before I start, I have to thank Neelam Saxena and all the other people who have made this meeting possible today. So, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to share our thoughts and feelings on this platform. So here is my poem now. It's again a snowy morning here. It's again a snowy morning here. Pure white surfaces of the roofs, so pristine and fair. From my window, I can see the soft snowflakes dropping, a continuous white shower, shimmering and shining. Against clear blue skyline, the Canadian winter's lifeline. The rich heritage of lakes and ponds get their fills, ice cold water flowing through the whispering pines. Snow linings over the high mountain peaks garlanding the lavish vines. As I wake up, as I wake up on my warm, cozy bed, rub my eyes, take in the beauty, I thank God. I thank God for all the small mercies bestowed, for each bit of snuggle and comfort. It's a cold and long winter. It's a cold and long winter here. Many must be shivering in the outside. Others may be hungry or wanting warmth as they brave the frosting chills lay beside. Fortunate are we, fortunate are we to be lounging in our comfy homes. Blessed indeed for the heated, well lit zones. Strange it is, yet strange it is, this feeling of gratitude or blessing. It's felt as a bright spark. It's coming only after we see the gloomy and dark. Coming only after we see the gloomy or dark, or if a man finds his failings. As often he's cribbing and complaining, forever seems to be lamenting about the world being unfair and people uncaring. It's how often that's just we are expressing. Little do we realize then our own countless blessings, or look at the nature's ways that are wonderfully nurturing. So today I pledge to be grateful and feel blessed, content, and happy, deciding to be in the spirit of kindness, joy, and being bubbly. Life is really short. Life is really short, friends. This night may be long or the winter cold. The stars and moon shall always shine. Just let our patience behold. Just let our patience behold. So that was my poem about a snowy winter morning. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Anshu. That was lovely. And I very much resonate with the fact that gratitude is what multiplies and invites more gratitude and reasons to be grateful. So beautifully described imagery of a cold, snowy winter morning. And I know that you have even been to Alaska, right? And
Yeah.
snow is what attracts you. Cold is what is something up your alley, and you enjoy it.
Yeah, true that.
Wonderful. And Padmaja Iyengar, Paddy, whose image is not visible, she has joined us, however. And I would like to invite Paddy. She has two poetry collections to her credit, Pen Chance and Pen Chance Again. Paddy has compiled and edited 6 international multilingual poetry anthologies and 3 English poetry anthologies, of which Amravati Poetic Prism is recognized by the Limca Book of Records as poetry anthology in most languages, which is commendable. The first poem that Paddy is going to share with us, it is titled In Some Families, which explores the uncomfortable relationships that exist in families, causing tension and a disconnect within relationships, which sounds so deep and profound. Over to you, Paddy, and waiting to hear what you have to say about In Some Families.
Thank you, Rupa, for that lovely introduction and for that generous praise. And also thank you for, uh, making everyone, introducing my poem to the audience who have joined us and also to our fellow poets here. So without much ado, I'll straight away go to my poem since there's not much for me to say here except through my poem. The title of my poem is In Some Families. Not a step fully in, not a step fully out, nor a midway path, often tightrope walk. Speak if spoken to, each word weighed, each word weighed. Smiles are out, lips are pursed, better zip to, eyes downcast. Mind scared to think, heart afraid to beat, eyes scared to see, tongue tied in knots. Shadowy existence, living out a curse. Moving in mimes, communication terse. Tension mounts, blood pressure shoots, pulse rate races, silence deafens. Pressure cooker whistles and lets out some steam. Thank you.
Wow, what an ending. What a release to the stress and the tension with a very mundane release and venting of the pressure cooker steam. Amazing, Paddy. What made you write this?
Sorry, me? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, Paddy.
Yes, I was, I have been working in a bank and, I get to listen to a lot of our clients, bank managers are sometimes your confidence keepers most times. And, they
So
come and
true.
share a lot of their family issues. And, so I used to get to hear a lot of things, especially from women, because as a woman, they used to relate to me very nicely. And I used to find that despite all the education, despite all the so called talk of woman empowerment, everything, not much
Right.
has really changed. So I
Beautiful.
think all these experiences and all these, and my own personal experiences too, I realized that families are there and we speak very proudly and very generously and we pray and full of praise about our family systems and all that. But what goes on within those families, no one knows.
Well said, very well said. Behind closed doors
Behind
and
closed doors.
underneath these smiling, dazzling profile pictures and display profiles, definitely there is darkness. Thank you so much for sharing this poem. Absolutely impressed.
Yeah, thank you for the honor and the opportunity. Most of all to
Most
Neelam,
welcome.
yes.
Most welcome, Paddy, and thank you. May I now welcome Setaluri Padmavati from Hyderabad, who has been an educator, principal, head of the Department of English, and academic coordinator. She is a bilingual poet, reviewer, and writer in Telugu and English. She has been the editor of Your Space Muse India. Her poems have been published in multiple e journals and international anthologies. She also has a beautiful voice and she can sing so well. For those who cannot hear her sing today, at least I hope you will enjoy and appreciate her verse. She is titled this poem called The Central Point, which is about the effects of constant changing minds in a family and the importance of unity within the family. Over to you, Padmavati.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Rupa, for your warm welcome to the stage. And I am very grateful to Neelam Saxena, for giving me an opportunity to take part in this event. This is the first time I'm attending this event, and I'm also grateful to Paddy, my dear friend, introducing me to this group and the platform. Thank you, Paddy. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Yeah, so this is my poem. The title of the poem is The Central Point. He was the central and the concrete hook on which 5 or 6 children stuck on. No child knew his magical mind. Food was on the plate and needs were fulfilled. All strived hard and all shared a place. He was the cognizant and creative creator to whom everyone immensely owes today. No child knew his intellectual ways. He spoke with eyes and listened to souls. All learned things and obeyed well. Like a loaded launch, he shouldered duties. Siblings quarreled, consoled, and queried. No child thought of a desired destiny. They moved with the wind. Time showed a way. All noticed actions and obtained roots. From dusk to dawn and dawn to dusk, from home learning to school learning, he was the guide, philosopher, and friend. They are the footprints on the sands of time. All changed changes for a small change. Alteration is a permanent and mandatory. The father's role was shared by all. Progress provoked to enhance life. Learning showed a way to exposure. All countries cleverly crossed borders. The prominence of women greatly grew. Education became a mighty weapon. Exposure emancipated sensitive souls. Man says today, I'm right in my way, and some say, I'm only right in my way. Thank you.
Excellent.
Beautiful, Padmavati, beautiful. Vipin, I think I'd like to invite you to comment on the poem because I think your response was immediate before everyone else.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
completely feeling the depth of the words, and it was so flowing, like it was real life kind of experience. Whatever the words coming out, I was just flowing with the words, and I was feeling the depth. I
Yeah,
I felt
true.
very much connected with the poetry.
Thank you so much, Vipin. Thank you.
On the sands of time, this is how the shifting of the responsibility and sharing of the pain and the, again, answerability, accountability happens. Padmavati, beautiful, much appreciate your sharing this possibly partly personal poem. Thank you so
Thank,
much for sharing.
thank you. Thank you, Rupa. Thank you for giving me opportunity.
I invite our next poet for the first round, Vipin Kamble, an environmental sustainability professional. She has authored 6 solo books about environmental education and poetry, 3 in Hindi, 3 in English. She has co authored 200 anthologies, compiled 40 anthologies.
Wow.
She is the founder of Poetic Essence Publications. She is a certified pranic healer and arhatic Arhatic yoga practitioner. Will you please correct me here, Vipin?
Yeah, ma'am. Arhatic yoga practitioner. Yes.
Arhatic. Okay. And so amazing, impressive profile to be interacting with and meeting today for the first time, Vipin. A very warm welcome to you. You're going to be talking about not so perfect a family, which is perfectly imperfect or imperfectly perfect, through thicks and thins in life, yet stay together. Over to you, Vipin, for your first poem.
Thank you so much, Rupa ji, for the warm welcome. As far as introduction is considered, I'm learning through the ups and downs of life. So that's why there is a huge diversity in this learning journey. So I will not take much of the time. The title of the poetry is Not So Perfect Family. We are a warm embroidered quilt, tied and tangled with a thread. We are quiet with words unspoken and tears unshed. Sometimes we laugh louder with clashes in our voices. Sometimes we are storm. Sometimes we are just a splash. We are chaos at the dining table, far from the calm. This is the place where we find our balm. We are the mix of clutter, love, and strife. Yes, we are a bit of mess with the colors of life. We wear our flaws like worn out shoes, little weathered and unpolished with diverse hues. We have tantrums which are brisk and adamant with pride. We wag at one side and weft them aside. We are not picture perfect in frames to behold. We don't have stories to tell with hearts of gold. Still, with each scar and flaw, we mask some truths that wrap us all. We are family, stitched together, binding all parts. We are perfectly imperfect with beautiful hearts. Thank you so much.
So true, so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Wow,
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
absolutely.
So aptly said. Imperfectly perfect or perfectly imperfect, either which way, it is perfection personified in family, where
Yeah.
pieces of memories, pieces of interaction, pieces of emotions, engagements, all together create a beautiful quilt called family and holds us together.
Yes, ma'am.
Love it, Vipin. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
for your
Thank you.
poem.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Very well written.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And so now we come to our charming, amazing, versatile host, Rupa. And I welcome Rupa on this platform. Before that, I will just say a few words in her introduction. Rupa Rao. She holds a management degree and a law degree from Mumbai. She is on hiatus from her corporate career at present. Her writings are featured in multiple poetry anthologies, magazines, and literary platforms, and I see them all the time on social media. She juggles writing with moderating for a few select literary groups, and we are lucky to have her today. She's a dedicated nature walker, enjoys regular yoga, and picks meaningful engagements to constantly grow. She has curated, edited, and co authored 4 poetry anthologies. So that's Rupa for us. And today she's going to render her first poem, which is called My Eden. So curious to hear that, to listen to that, which explains what and who in the family is a source of joy, making the poet grateful. Wow. So welcome, Rupa. Please come forward.
Thank you so much, Dian Shu. And you are so special to me because when I started my journey with LWG online platform, you were the
Yeah.
very first person I met, interacted with, and we have done multiple of these events together. So thank you.
And you've
Thank you so
come
much.
so far ahead. You've come so far ahead
I
from
think
me.
all of us are learning from each other, and it's such a pleasure, delight, and privilege and an honor. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Neelam, for this amazing platform that was created during the pandemic. And it has brought people from different corners of the continents, the earth, planet. And we have poets, we have writers, we have artists getting together, exchanging, sharing, caring. And there are people going through some darker moments and times. And ill health. And this is a platform where we share and we hope our word somewhere reaches someone and brings a smile to their face. So over to my poem, My Eden. Amidst gazillion twinkling stars dazzles brightest my North Star, my compass, my GPS, my guiding shine, purest light that is ethereal mother mine. My pole star ensures I'm never lost, never stranded in dark at any cost. Assuages my fears in hiding unshared. My mother cradles me, I feel cared. I'm secure, I'm safe, I'm in sweetest of embrace. She visits me in my dreams, blesses my choices, soothes my screams. My mother continues pouring purest of joy, uncurbed energy, much like infant with toy. My mother in heaven sprinkles sparkle in my life lull. She transforms, tinsel transforms daily moments dull. I thank my mother in heaven for every joy, for everything I enjoy, I share, I love today and live. Thank you, Mom.
A beautiful homage,
Thank
tribute.
you.
Mother's
Perhaps the
blessings
Queen.
always work. Mother's blessings always work, and
Excellent poem,
very nice.
Rupa, and we all, as you were speaking, I could totally relate to it. I could resonate with it, because
All of
I
us.
also seek blessings all the time from my mother, and I keep remembering her charming smile so many
So
times.
true. So
Yeah,
true. All
so
of us can relate to, especially those whose mothers are no more earthbound. It is
true.
more nostalgic, poignant, because it feels a certain way when your mother's not here physically.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
So, moving on to round number two, and a couple of trivia facts again. Wanted to share today, November 15th, 1904, an American inventor was granted a US patent for the first razor with disposable blades. And I thought, wow, that is interesting because disposable blades and
yeah,
razors, what is used so
yeah,
much. So
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
absolutely.
interesting. Uh,
Very
November
interesting. Yeah.
15, 2001, Microsoft released the Xbox, a video game console system which took over the world and the children and grown ups alike. So that's one. And November 15th also has a very important observation, Transgender Awareness Week. We know that uh, we all have struggled with people being different, be it transgender, be it something else. However, we need to integrate anyone who's different, whether it is size, color, age. There are so many isms that bother us. But right now, I think kudos to the fact that November 15th is celebrating Transgender Awareness Week. Having shared the trivia, may I invite my friend Anshu for her second poem, which is titled Lost Love, which questions whether a lost love is really ever lost. Does it ever really die? And before I invite Anshu, I want to apologize to those who will join us later. For some technical glitch, we are not going live on the platform of LWG. However, we will be going not live, but we will be seen later after we wind up the program. Anshu,
Yeah.
over to you for your second poem, Lost Love.
Thank you, Rupa. Thank you so much. So this poem is a bit sad. However, I'm sure you all can relate to it, and you must have seen this kind of a situation in life. So not much ado, and I'll come to my second poem, which is called Lost Love. The wind that once whispered beautiful love quotes. The wind that once whispered beautiful love quotes now moans with hollow, distant screams, wishes. Each memory a fleeting face of moments gone without a trace. We were young. We were young then and madly in love. It was the story of a treasure trove. Yet, yet it was not a perfect one, as it slipped fast into the oblivion. Days passed and years went by. Days passed and years went by. You and I survived, but not to enjoy. The tales of love no longer true. Still on surface, the water looked blue. On surface, the water looked blue.
Yeah.
Beneath the stars, where silence dwells, lingers the tale that no one tells. A love once bright now fades away, like shadows lost at the break of day. The echoes of your voice still sing in every autumn breeze that stings. In every autumn breeze that stings, yet time relentless moves ahead, leaving behind what we once said. I search the night for what we were. I search the night for what we were, but find only shadows that softly stir. For love, once held but now let go, becomes a ghost, a lingering woe. And though the pain may gently cease, the pain may gently cease, your absence brings no lasting peace. For love that's lost is never gone. For love that's lost is never gone. It haunts the heart like a mournful song. It haunts the heart like a mournful song. So thank you for listening to that.
I
Indeed, that
love
Thank you very much.
certain specific descriptions where you say it lingers, it never goes away. The pain
Yeah,
is still there. It's in the form of shadows. It is the lingering nostalgia. It is that smell, that vision, that essence, the thoughts, the memories, so many things. And that
yeah,
vacuum always remains, although we come to terms and accept that the person is gone.
yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So
superb
touching.
Thank you
poem.
for
Superb
understanding.
poem.
Yeah,
Patty,
thank
you
you.
want to say something about the poem you just heard?
Yes, I liked it so much that I could not, the moment she read the poem, I had to say this that it's an amazing, superb, very well written poem. And,
Thank
somewhere
you.
we all
Thank
find
you.
ourselves nodding and, yes,
Yeah.
yes, maybe, so that was a wonderful poem. Thank you.
Thank
Wonderful.
you,
In
buddy.
fact, I
Thank
wish
you.
we could see you, Paddy, nodding your head like we all were nodding our heads and we could see each other. So, may
Yeah,
I
I could see
invite
your.
the invisible Paddy whose nodding head is invisible to us and we don't see her doing anything? Next time, hopefully, her picture is there and we can see her on a video. I
Definitely.
invite dear Paddy from Hyderabad, who is just recovering from a major surgery, yet is holding fort. And she has her swan song ready, which is a poem on detachment from the world in the sunset of life. And the person aspires for a smooth exit from this world. Don't we all, Paddy? Over to you to render your swan song. I hope it's not your swan song. We want to hear many more songs. So over to you.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction and for also sharing a few insights about my poem, having read it in advance. And thank you, Rupa. That makes my job very easy so that I can straight away get onto the business of reading the poem. Thank you so much. So here's my swan song. I wish to quickly fade into anonymity that will happily swallow my identity. I bear no malice, nor feel any sorrow. I am no lender, nor did I ever borrow. I am on endless, non specific vacations, exploring some unknown destinations. Wish to be a part of none's mind space and withdraw from this world's ways. I am not in the running to catch any bus. My mind and I hope to be on a hiatus in a space of no pressure, pain, or fuss. In this vague, unknown journey of mine, of no baggage, no aim, I hope to be fine. Often long sentences that swirl and hop need a closure with a firm final full stop. From this life of no expectations nor regrets, let me make a quiet exit without any upsets. Meanwhile, as my life's train chugs along, I explore some themes for my swan song. Thank you.
Beautiful, Paddy, beautiful.
Beautiful swan
Thank you.
song.
Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Don't most of us want to exit smoothly without having to depend on anyone, be it the next generation, be it the loved ones, or the not so loving ones? Everybody wants a life where there are no ripples, no dependence. So, this actually resonates with so many of us, and we have seen generations around us suffer or experience it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
totally. Totally.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Paddy. Very well put. Very well
Thank you
expressed.
so much. Thank you all so much.
Thank you,
So happy that
Paddy.
you enjoyed the poem and could relate to it.
Yeah, totally. Totally relate to it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Padmavati, again, once again, it's your turn. Padmavati from Hyderabad, who has raised two children who are successfully flown away from the nest. And she right now spends her time with her singing and writing, rendering poetry. And her next poem is Amity. She says, friendship happens unexpectedly and or expectedly, and it is important. How is it important? Over to you, Padmavati. Want to hear about the friendships that happen knowingly, unknowingly, on all kind of platforms and places and corners. So love to hear you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rupa, once again for giving me chance. Yeah, the title of my poem is Amity. I'm an enthusiastic and eager gypsy. I cross the green valleys, hills, and seas. Filling plate with delicious food is my goal. Satisfying family is my first role. I dare not dreadful weather or hurdles. I wish not for a lavish life either. Challenging circles I do travel. I'm a continuous bread earner. As a constant discoverer, I find ways. I travel the orbit where people meet. I wander around unspecified regions where I find cordiality between strangers. I often see the unknown nationalities. Some secret folks seldom follow me. I know not everyone whom I meet. I'm a wayfarer and search for peace. In this constant journey of life, I come across a diverse, unfamiliar mob. Some of them identify me as a friend, and some quote that I'm a mentor. I'm a mentor. I can feel the sorry. I can feel the generosity among beings. Am I reachable to every friend I have? Yes, I do. Technology is a blessing now. Communication is the connecting key. They reach me online and offline. We made only one strong principle that we love and know each other through the thread of friendship, through the thread of friendship. Thank you.
So well put.
Again,
LWG Neelam Saxena page is a perfect example where we make friendships
Yes,
which last
happen.
and we journey
Yes.
together, we share, learn from each other, and we grow.
absolutely.
Yes, really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're on the right platform, Padma.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you so much.
And thank you for sharing your lovely poem, which means a lot to everyone around. I think friendships are so important in life, especially when it is the
Absolutely.
darker moments, and we need someone to hold our hand and uplift us. And yet,
Yeah,
we don't want to say that to people.
definitely.
Yeah.
And
Thank
many
you,
times
guys.
things are better left unsaid, and only felt.
Yes, so true.
Especially
So true. Many things
gratitude.
cannot be
Yeah.
articulated.
Yeah,
Yes.
well said, Peggy.
May I invite Vipin for her second poem, Soulmate, the Silent One.
Wow.
She talks about the soulmate, the silent one who's ever present, protective, who does not utter a word but understands her. We would like to know about her soulmate. Vipin, over to you.
Thank you, Rupari, one more time. The title is Soulmate, the Silent One. In shades of elegant verse, where the portrayals are intertwined, he stays as unsung hero, the favorite, quiet, often unseen. He is the soulmate, the quiet, the loyal, and honest. His calm love counsels me like the first dew at dawn. He is the favorite one who knows beyond phrases and masks. He decodes all my laughter, cries, and sadness at his glance. In the clutter of existence, he is calm, he is at the peak. I feel tenderness he gives despite being unseen. He is always walking by my side through the patches of life's rough journey. He does not need physical presence, no assertions, no need for revelation. He holds me up when I stumble and fall. His love is like lighthouse, guiding me through the darkness fall night. He is my favorite silent hero of the heart. He comforts every pain with his invisible touch and smile. He consoles my broken soul on silent nights. I close my eyes to see him in dreams. He soothes my wounds with his empathy and touch. He lightens up the darkness that travels within a lone heart. His whispered conversations steal the heart. He is the one who held me with his silence and glance. He is my favorite one, my silent soulmate, my hero, who loves to stay in the clouds. Ultimately, his existence and his unconditional love brightened my everyday. I wish to celebrate the moments with this favorite hero of mine with grace and windy chimes. This tenderness is a chef d'oeuvre in his presence. His embrace is unsung, invisible, and eternal. His passion is the endearing art. This soulmate of mine is a silent hero and always stays in my heart. Thank you so much.
Wow. Too good.
What a lovely tribute. I don't know if I should
Absolutely.
ask you and put you on the spot. If you want to share who your soulmate
Soulmate
is.
is- Yeah.
I'm not allowed to take out the name of my soulmate. It's a kind of a connect that we don't live together, we don't stay together, but some kind of a divine bond is between both of us, and
Wow.
the person is supporting and pushing me through all the thicks and thins of life. And whatever my journey has been here till date, he has been a strongest support and the strongest pillar in my life.
Wow. So
So
nice.
Excellent.
God bless
beautiful.
you and your soulmate. Absolutely. Yes.
So beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
You
Love it.
described so well all the
And a very
emotions,
beautiful
feelings that come
tribute.
through.
I hope this person uh, gets to appreciate you rendering it in your voice, in your words.
Yeah, he
true.
knows about it. And the thing is, since I'm on a spiritual journey, I'm learning. So
Right.
I understood about the meaning of this particular thing. Okay, we do have a soulmate in our life. It is not necessarily required the person needs to be the one who's staying with you
Of
next.
course.
Yeah, of
Of
Yeah.
course,
course.
of course.
Yeah, and he knows about it, and we feel proud to cherish this particular bond together. And we don't meet every day, we don't talk every day, but the
Wow.
divine connect between both of us, like if we need to have some kind of a support, we both are always available for each other. That is
Oh, that's
divinely
Wonderful,
blessing for us. Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah,
it's
that is
really
what matters. Exactly.
Absolutely. So beautiful.
So
Thank you, ma'am.
beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So now coming
Even
back to, I was
everyone
totally
needs such.
taken with
Yeah.
your poem, Vipin, and I completely forgot everything that is going on. So God bless you for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So coming back to our host Rupa again, and her second poem, which is called Happy Coexistence.
wow.
So I think we all have
I think the voice is
given
breaking,
poems
right?
similar, yeah, quite similar. So this happy coexistence, which is about addressing the problem of the abundant, the isolated, the alienated ones who are coming together to rediscover joy and enthusiasm. So wonderfully, I'm sure this poem is going to be great also. And so, Rupa, please come forward for this, and we are so eager to hear it. To
Thank
listen
you
to
so
it.
much once again,
Yes.
Anshu. It's my honor and my privilege to be part of this group of wonderful friends, newfound as well as couple who I know for some time now. And I apologize for the technical glitch that we
There
don't
seems to
have
be
our
some glitch.
live audiences with us. But I do want everyone to know who will join us later to listen into us, our friends, family, and to be friends who will become our friends later, that we appreciate your presence. And any comments from you would be so helpful, so we work on ourselves and do better. So thank you for your friendships. Thank you for your presence whenever you're able to join us. So here goes. Happy coexistence. I've taken the issue of old age homes and orphanages. Both happen to be social concerns. So I've taken two of those situations and tried to come up with a solution. Old age centers, sunset homes, houses aging couples or singles alone, some ailing, some bodily sick, in alienation, some lightly soon bucket kick. Being a witness to setting sun oft, riles emotions, draining joys bereft. Soul synergies have happened when orphanages for the abandoned stand beside connected senior homes, where kid of any age free roams. Elderly grandpa, grandma, children can call papa, amma, ma. Each one emotionally supports the other. The old feel needed, uplifted, less lonely. Young kids find loving forever family. No more ignored, stop to hurt as a lonely. Rising wide eyed youth, like the rising sun, tired setting sun, the aging, complete the life cycle. Synergy of child with seniors lights up existence fickle. So, this was my little attempt to say that having interconnected orphanages with possibly senior homes could be one way where there would be some shared joy because people will be together and they will be able to share their time together. So, thank you for listening to me.
Yeah, so well expressed, Rupa, and I loved the concept. And yeah, very beautifully spoken. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you
for that
so
concept.
much. And I once again apologize to anyone who will be joining us later that we could not go live, and to all of you here on the platform today. However, next time we'll do better. And we have one more round of English poetry happening in December before the year ends, and hopefully we'll have no technical glitches at that time. And before I wind up and invite each one of you to speak for a minute to talk about your experience without audiences, just the five of us, how you felt about your presence today. Let me start with the same sequence. Anshu, your 1 minute. Over to you.
Okay, so thank you, Rupa. First of all, I would like to say Padma and Vipin, both new people. I loved your poems, and I was absolutely floored by the way the young talent is there in our country, and we never knew that such kind of talent is there, and we are getting to know more and more in this platform. So loved your poems, Vipin and Padma, so soulfully rendered and written.
Thank you.
And but Paddy, of course, is a very very senior person. She's been there, she's on the platform, she's an empathetic person. I've already listened to her poems, and I admire her for her for especially for her empathy, the way she comes out with her emotions. I loved your poems, Paddy. And Rupa is
Thank you.
always been a very very charming and very versatile host. I've already repeated it very often, and I keep saying it. I cannot express more in words about Rupa, the way she comes out with with various trivia. She puts so much into just so little time. I'm amazed at your talents, Rupa. So the
Thank
all
you
in all, a
so
wonderful
much.
evening, a lovely 1 hour spent, and I just hope we see the recording on Facebook soon. This could have
We
happened to
should.
anybody. Yeah.
Thank you
So
so
thank
much,
you.
Anshu. A delight to have you join us, whether you're in Canada or you're in Delhi or elsewhere. It's a pleasure always to have your joyous presence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Paddy, over to you, invisible friend. Can we hear
Yes.
you talk about your experience and what you would like to see next time? Over to you, Paddy.
Thank you, Rupa. Though invisible here, I think my affection for you all and my appreciation for your
Yes.
poetry
Yes.
was fairly visible to you all, because I loved the poetry of each one of you. Very well written, very sensitively penned, and each of you, provided me some learning experience from your poetry, and that I will treasure, and from that I'll learn some more, I'm sure. And above all, I thank Neelam for the great platform that she has created called the great group that she has created called Literary Warriors Group, and the great platform she has provided to so many poets, seniors, juniors, upcoming. Such a wonderful platform Neelam has provided for all of us to share our poetry, share our thoughts, meet, speak together, and enjoy each other's poetry. Thank you, Neelam. And thank you all my friends, Rupa, Padma, Anshu, and Vipin. Thank you very much for, providing me a lovely experience.
Thank you, Paddy. Thank you
So,
for your words.
yeah,
Padma, it's your
thank you. Good
turn.
night,
Would like to
everyone.
hear from you.
Thank you, Paddy.
Yeah, it was really great being with all of you. And I could understand everyone's qualities, a little bit, maybe through your poetry. I really loved everyone's poems. I enjoyed Dr. Anshu's voice, so soulful and very soothing voice you have. I really enjoyed your poetry, ma'am, Anshu, ma'am. It was really good. Yeah, I could, feel better, after listening to you. Even Vipin, I really loved the second poem which you wrote about soulmate. I really felt, like everyone should have such a soulmate. Yeah, when I talk about Paddy's poems are always enjoyable, and they give me a thought They are always thought-provoking, Paddy. I loved your poetry. And when I talk about our dear host, Rupa, I loved your enthusiasm and the way you organized, and I really loved your poetry too. And thanks for letting us know so many things about today, that November 15th. And yeah, on the whole, it's a great experience for me as I joined for the first time. And I wholeheartedly thank Neelam ma'am for this great opportunity. Yeah, I really loved it. I loved meeting every one of you. Thank you.
Likewise, Padma, it's been a pleasure meeting you for the first time, but first of the many more innumerable times we will meet again. And I hope you will find the soulmate, the kind Vipin articulated today, and make many more friendships online and offline. And Vipin inviting you to talk about what you want to say today. You are on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
I'll start with the humble gratitude. I'm so much thankful to all of you, Neelam ji, you, and all the people sitting here. It's kind of a pleasure to listen to all of you and learning with each and every minute I'm spending with all of you together. And Neelam ji has started a wonderful platform to bring all of us together. And Rupa ji, one thing I must say, you have taken out time to bring us together, initiated the today's session. You have gone through all the contents, whatever we had submitted, and you are a wonderful host, a wonderful human being, and I feel so grateful to God that I have come across all of you good people. It has been a wonderful learning experience, so I'm so happy and so grateful. Thank you so much.
Lovely meeting you, Vipin. It's been a pleasure having you and listening into your beautiful, deep poems. And what you said obviously resonated with just about everyone, as you noted. And looking forward to many more interactions and fun times together where we will share more, learn more, grow. And also, I think the key word today that I take away is gratitude, because not just that Thanksgiving is ahead this month, so it's a month of gratitude now. In life, I think it's gratitude. The more one is grateful, the more reasons for gratitude come our way, multifold many times over. So, definitely, Neelam, as you must know, your platform has brought many people together, many voices that are reaching dark corners and lighting some brightness there. And each one of you, Anshu, Paddy, Padma, and Vipin, thank you for your time and for sharing your words and your emotions today. And those who will join us later to listen in, please comment. We will get back to you. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Rupa.
night, everyone from India.
Good night.